When he spoke again, there was an edge to his tone. Do you really want to risk getting on Tyson's bad side? Trey downed the rest of his beer and held up his mug. When Teresa came over, Kelly waved at her. This one's on me. Okay, she said, placing the empty glass in the sink and taking another cold one out of the mini freezer below her. She put it under the tap and angled it to get the perfect pour. When she handed it to Trey, she leaned forward and whispered, That's the last one, okay? Trey nodded. You have been hitting it hard, Kelly said, his voice matter-of-fact. I take it your tryout with Birmingham failed? Trey glared at the deputy. How in the hell could he know that? As if sensing the question in his eyes, Kelly shrugged. I eat at Top of the River once a week. If you were hoping to keep your aspirations on the down low, you probably shouldn't have told Mrs. Trudy. She's a wonderful woman and the best waitress in the place, but she's got some loose lips on her. Trey sipped his beer, gazing down at the bar. He knew Kelly was lying. Mama wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire. Try again. You know, come to think of it, I may have heard something from your ex-girlfriend. She's an awful friendly sort. Trey squeezed his fists together until his knuckles cracked. An image of Colleen popped into his mind. She wore a sundress and lay across his bed, looking up at him with her seductive brown eyes. Then, grinding his teeth again, he saw her as he'd seen her last, in the cab of Kelly Flowers' off-duty truck, riding with him to do God knows what. Trey felt his face turning red. His mind and heart were racing. And sure appreciative of the product I've delivered to her. The deputy's voice was like a knife slowly cutting across his chest. Trey reminded himself to breathe. He knew it would be foolish to attack a police officer in a public place, but Kelly Flowers was pushing all his buttons. Why don't you give football another try? The officer continued. That was your best sport. 5-star quarterback, pride of the Guntersville Wildcats. Offers to every school in the country, including Bama. If your leg was healed well enough to take a run at baseball, why not the pigskin? Trey took a long gulp of beer. He wouldn't be explaining his life choices to this prick. Flowers' condescending tone continued to fuel the fire now raging within him. Pictures of Colleen consumed his thoughts and combined with the helplessness that had come over him since he'd entered the bar. He was broke. He thought about Flowers' proposition. A delivery for Tyson, while dangerous, would help him keep his apartment and pay the bills and might even fund another tryout. How could he say no? Nobody turns down Tyson Cade. Trey squeezed his left hand into a fist and then relaxed it. Again, he forced himself to breathe. As Teresa placed the plate of cheese fries between them, Kelly stretched his arms behind him. It's no wonder that Colleen left you. Trey lifted off his seat. He felt his feet hit the floor, and he grabbed hold of the side of the bar. He turned toward his former friend, who was now cackling. You're stupid all day long, ain't you, Trey? That was it. Trey grabbed Kelly under the collar and picked him up off his stool, heaving him to the floor. He tried to kick the officer in the head, but Kelly rolled and shot to his feet, showing the nimble quickness that had made him a good slot receiver in their days together on the football team. They circled each other for a couple of seconds as a rustling of sounds rang out from the restaurant. I'll kill you, Trey hissed. I swear to God I will. Trey lunged forward, throwing a wild punch that missed. All the beer he'd consumed had made him slow and sluggish. The deputy stepped to the side and elbowed Trey in the back, causing him to lose his balance. He would have fallen down if he hadn't run into one of the bar tables. When he turned around, Kelly was pointing a pistol at his head. There was a scream from out in the restaurant, and Trey saw several patrons heading for the exit. He also noticed a few folks holding up their cell phones, capturing every moment for posterity's sake. I guess you answered my question, Kelly said. You're as dumb as a box of hammers. Turn around and put your hands behind your back.